Homeslice! I don't know.
That's the one.
You were looking at me, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm definitely not a singer, so.
Well, you are for this.
Blech.
Ready?
Let's do
I got
it.
a breath from running around.
So wait, so was the video recording the whole time you were upstairs?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pick my nose, so that's a good
We'll
thing.
see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Crap, now I'm like thinking through my life. I'm like, did I? Why
Okay,
did we record
you ready?
all that? Yeah, I've been ready. I thought we were doing this. Oh, flies. I don't know.
There it is.
I guess I
Okay.
was too ready.
You want to try it again?
No.
Okay.
I'm done singing.
Hi, I'm
Hi,
Chris.
I'm Sydney.
And we are
Homeslice. Oh, I didn't know you were singing it again.
We're going to mix it up.
Okay. Well, I
Keep
didn't feel like
ourselves
singing
on our
it.
toes.
I already
Yeah.
sang it like 3 times now, I feel like, so.
Yeah. Well, okay, so everybody knows now we are here at my house
Yep.
in the basement. We're recording video too. All right. So we've been up to.
As soon as I leave here, I'm going to go home and make a bunch of pies. Because, oh yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
'Cause
Thanksgiving,
by the time
y'all.
we're recording this a couple days early, but when we drop this, it will be Thanksgiving.
There we go.
So.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our Thanksgiving special. Oh my
We,
God.
but to be clear, we
Our
did not
first holiday.
plan anything special.
No. Huh?
Thank you to the 2 people who emailed our Homeslice
Yes.
email.
There we go.
So we know that it works now.
Mhm.
So everybody else who hasn't used it yet knows that it works
So now you don't
and
have an
should.
excuse.
Yes, there's zero excuse. It
Well,
does
I
work.
know a lot of people have been waiting to find out if it actually works.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And it does. So
Yeah. There you
please
go.
Submit. So what do we got?
So the first email is actually just an email saying that they love us. So
Aw,
I'm
there
here
we go.
for that for sure.
Well, yeah. We could turn this show into where we just read people telling us how much they like us.
I mean, I'd be fine with that.
Okay. But until
I'd be
then,
totally fine. Yeah. So let's see. Oh, this is actually the person too who's she emailed us the story of her like the spooky house and how the neighbor didn't want to be around because she was scared of the house because
yes.
yeah
Yeah.
that one.
Okay.
That story, that very vague story. So she just said, we loved listening to it. You did my story great justice.
Awesome.
And can't wait to see where you take this. So thank you.
All right.
Yeah, that makes me feel really good.
Okay.
And then this one, we may be able to use it as a crazy or not story, but it's really just like a fun kid story.
Ooh. Okay. Let's do it.
All right, so it starts, Hi Homeslice Pod. Hello.
Hello.
In episode 1, you asked for nosy neighbor stories. When I was about 4 years old, my family moved into a new neighborhood, and there were multiple children my age. So throughout the spring, we started meeting each other, and I bonded with these 2 girls that lived a few houses down from me. I could be a shy kid, but eventually I asked my parents if I could run down to their house and ask them if they could play. It was close enough I could go by myself, and my parents could see where I was going, but let's be honest, this was the 90s, so who knows if we had real supervision. Fair.
True.
Fair,
Yes.
yeah.
And I spent all my time outside the house.
Yeah.
Back, so you grew up in the 90s.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. 90s babe. So you
90s
were...
babe. I would have been the 80s babe, and then 90s
Well,
would have been my
technically,
high school years.
I was born in 89, so I'm
Okay.
like... I know a lot of the good old stuff.
Yeah.
So...
So yeah, it was
Yeah.
just free for all.
Yeah. I mean, where we lived, we had like a few acres and like barely any neighbors. There was like a couple houses across the road. So we didn't have like a ton of neighbors to play with, but there was always like a couple kids that every once in a while
Yeah.
would come. But like really, it was my mom would kick us outside and it's like, where are they gonna go? The cornfield? Doubt it.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep. We'd
Yeah.
be on our bikes, or just by yourself,
yeah.
on your bikes, and just out forever. I've probably told the stories where I've taken the rope out into the woods and climbed up trees and
No.
shimmied from one top
How
to
old were
another.
you? Were you 10?
Everything was 10.
Probably.
Yeah, I was around 10. No, it would have been before middle school.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
No,
I digress.
no.
Go on.
All right. Anyways, so I ran to their back door, and when I arrived, I realized I didn't remember their names. So I tried knocking on the door, and no answer. They had a bench and a large back window, so when no one came to the door, naturally, I jumped up on the bench, stared through their windows, and started yelling, "Hey guys, can you come and play?" You'd think this would be a one and done scenario, but I probably did this 5 more times, staring and yelling through their window, "Hey guys!" Eventually, I remembered their names and learned to just knock. We remained friends for many years until time and then moving naturally saw us drift apart. My neighbors have always remembered it, and while I mostly look back at it in absolute horror, they look back with delight. So, though the older I get, the more I learn it's okay to laugh at the weirdo things I did as a kid, especially being a tiny window peeper. So, stay weird, but use the doorbell. Brooke.
Nice. Yeah. I love it.
So that's a good one. Thank you for writing that in, Brooke.
Well, you know what? This is a partial story.
Oh, okay.
So
many stories.
You know how my research... No, this is
right. Oh,
goes along with haunted houses and
our common theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is more of
Halloween
a teaser.
Doesn't die here.
This will be a teaser for next week.
Oh, okay.
A haunted apartment.
Wait, are you in the process of like selling this right now? Is that why there's more?
No, I'm in the process of watching it on Netflix.
Oh, it's a movie? Or a show?
Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, so it's like still a real life thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I haven't seen the new Unsolved Mysteries, so I'm very intrigued.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just the amount of creepiness immediately when they move into this apartment. So it's a single mom and her daughter.
Okay.
And
I feel like you're already set up for terrible things.
So they move into the apartment immediately. Like, the first thing is they're trying to find the daughter's shoes. Her little red shoes. And can't find them. They usually put them in a specific place. They look, it's sitting right in the middle of the bed. Okay? Every day when they're looking for those shoes, they're on the middle of the bed. Even though they're not putting them there. Okay? So immediately, this is weird.
Yeah. Okay? I'm already having like that haunted bed and breakfast that I work at. There's a story that happened to my friend where it was something very similar like that. Okay. So keep going.
Okay. And then a few other things, were happening, but one big one. So they came back. This is all happening like within a short amount of time of moving into the apartment. So they come home and everything's always happening in the daughter's room too. That's yeah.
How old is the kid?
I'm gonna make it up.
Okay, I figured. Is she 10?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna say like 2 or 3.
Oh,
probably 3. So all the stuffed animals were piled up. So they get home from somewhere in the middle of the room. But on the very top was an Ernie doll, like Bert and Ernie.
Yeah.
And had a little like rope made out to be a noose around its neck. And it was on top of the pile.
I don't like this.
And then, I don't know if it was the same night or a different night, the Ernie doll won't stop talking. It's, it's got batteries and stuff. It's a talking Ernie doll.
Your house is cold, but I have chills right now.
So he's talking, and I think he's saying something like, I feel all right, or something, whatever he's saying.
Is that something that he's, was that something that he was supposed to say, or did he go off track?
I don't know. But
I'm so freaked out.
To get it to stop, she takes the batteries off, puts it in the closet. What do you think happens?
It still talks,
and then
it's in the middle of the room.
Oh, I don't know I don't think it moves.
So it's still talking in the closet with no batteries.
Yes. Yeah. It escalates. Doors or cabinet doors are flying open, lights going on and off. They get the property manager who lives like right next door, and when the property manager goes in there with their dog, the little dog just goes crazy, just going ape shit, barking at everything.
Yeah.
So eventually the lady she's sitting outside, and the mom. Mm-hmm. And it was like 6 a.m. that same day. Mm-hmm. And just like, what are we going to do? This older guy who had lived there for like 25 years, he comes up and he's like, nobody stays in that apartment for very long. And she's like, really? Why? And he says, because there was a little girl who lived there that went missing that nobody found. And since then, whenever somebody moves in, they're only there for a short amount of time and they're out.
Yeah. So
this would be a good one.
And then you fell asleep.
And then I was asleep. Actually, I think Sarah turned it.
Okay. I was going to say, this is a very, intense, kind of creepy show. Yeah. I couldn't see myself falling asleep to it.
Yeah, I was too involved to...
Yeah, I'd be too involved, and then, Creeped out.
Anyway, we were in a house just recently here in Lafayette, and in the basement. And it was a creepy house, but I'm walking around like, oh, this is cool. Oh, look at
Is this
that.
like Airbnb research kind
Yes,
of? Okay.
Absolutely. And I think it was the day after our podcast. I'm like, let's go look at Airbnbs.
Tell me all about the Airbnb stuff. So like how many, if you went searching after the podcast last week, like how many last week did you guys go check out?
Okay, so we scheduled like 6 of them.
Okay.
And I was trying to keep everything like for sure under 200,000.
Okay.
Preferably like 150. And after going through all those houses, I'm like, these houses suck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then I'm like, well, we got to see at least one more. So I pulled one up. It's downtown.
Okay.
And it's in a cool little area. And it was like 265 was the asking price.
That's like a lot more than what
That's a lot more, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's in a really cool place. And running the numbers, I'm like, this makes sense.
Yeah.
Like it could still be very
profitable.
Yeah,
Okay.
profitable.
Profitable.
You do not really pronounce it like that, do you? Is it profitable or profitable? Oh no.
No, I don't know. Have I been doing it wrong my whole life?
I think you.
Or is it like one of those where like both are acceptable?
Let's
like
say
route
that.
or route?
I think they're both acceptable.
Profitable. I put the wrong
I don't know,
emphasis
maybe I
on the
didn't
wrong syllable.
Okay, so here's the catches with.
Okay.
I'll get right to it's difficult.
Yeah.
Airbnbs, like not just the fact that they're difficult. I mean, I don't know.
More
if they're difficult to
turnover,
run.
more cleaning, more of a hands-on. It's not as,
But all of that I'm okay with. Like
Yeah.
I know that's what I'm signing up for. Mm-hmm. The difficult part is getting an acceptance to do it within city limits. So the city
I thought that was only an issue in West Lafayette. I didn't think Lafayette.
in West Lafayette, which I haven't talked to the city of West Lafayette to verify anything, but I'm almost certain they have pretty much said no more Airbnbs.
Oh.
But don't quote me on that.
Okay.
Now outside of the city limits, you can still do it.
Kind of do it. Okay.
Yeah. In Lafayette, they said no transient housing. That's what they call it.
Okay.
Anything under 30-day rental, it's considered transient housing. So, and with that, you have 3 different kinds. You have the type where you're living in it and renting out a room. Mm-hmm. You have where you're just renting out the entire house. Mm-hmm. And then you have another one, which I don't know, can't remember what that is.
Oh, okay. Is it like, instead of just a room, would that be like a duplex situation where it's like a separate, unit versus just like I'm coming into your house and sleeping in a bedroom, an extra bedroom kind of situation?
I think that's exactly what the third one is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I would be doing is the whole house.
Right.
So you have to apply for special exemption for the city to review it and to approve it.
Does that cost too? Do they?
I don't.
Is there like a certification that they charge you for a year to have?
I don't think so.
Okay, they just have to make sure that it meets certain criteria.
You have to fill out the application, get it in, and then you have to wait, and you have to get it in by a certain deadline. And that deadline is typically their next meeting. Okay. But then they don't make a decision until the following meeting. So you have
2 months.
You basically have a month from the time you submit the application.
Mm-hmm. So then, essentially, you could be buying a property, and then you won't even know if you can use it for what you want to use it for until 2 months later.
Exactly.